Okay, everybody, just wanted to give a quick update. It's day three, or we're
4.
losing track.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Day 4.
Today's Sunday, and the baby's on Wednesday. And just since then, I mean, we have 5 babies in NICU 3, so they're all becoming now their own individuals. At first they all kind of had the same issues, kind of had to attend to the same types of things for all of them. And then now, as they mature a little bit, each of them have their own little quirks. Their personalities are starting to shine through. And so it's just, it's becoming, we have each of them have their own little challenges and little issues that we're just figuring out right now, and I guess we can kind of go one by one through babies, what we've seen, and how each one of them's doing right now.
Yeah. So I think when he talks about the personalities, it's kind of funny just knowing how they were inside. That the nurses kind of see what I was suspecting, their personalities inside. So Riley, of course, is the feisty one that was all over in my belly, always kicking, always like punching around, and she's pretty much typically that way, loves to lay with her arms out and her legs out. She doesn't like to be confined and closed in. So Parker was on my upper side, on my right side, and she loves to she's just so relaxed, like just so content, just calm, and just, I don't know, she's just so sweet looking. Hazel is the little one, the squished one the whole time. So she loves to stay with arms in. She loves her hands by her face, which is so cute. She's got full head of blonde hair, white hair. And it's just, we call her Little Monkey.
Yeah, it's kind of curly. It's
so cute. And then the twins, Ava and Olivia, at first they were they're so like easygoing, like whatever, but I think a day or two later they're starting to get feisty, and I was like, oh wait, I can't have 3 of those, So
they have their little wild streaks.
Yeah.
Like the other day, yesterday, I was sitting with Olivia, and just out of the blue, she just started arms up, legs up, everything, just wailing, screaming, crying, and then like 10 seconds later, she's just back to normal. So they have their little streaks of where they just want to let it all out.
Yeah, want some attention.
It's funny.
But I guess they're all doing pretty well. Given that we have 5 in NICU, it's very hard to, I don't know, try not to compare or whatnot. But, Parker, like I said, she's probably been the most relaxed and less attentive to her needs, I guess. Riley, of course, has been the one who needs more attention. She had a little bit of a collapsed lung, and so they had to put a tube in her side a couple days ago. So she's been intubated those pretty much since she's been here, but it's just kind of strange because the very first day that none of them were really intubated, they all were on the CPAP, doing great, but then as they start to progress, they start to see other little things come up.
They'll have like little, they've noticed like, lung issues where they're having harder time breathing, and so they'll go ahead and they'll intubate them and get their surfactant in their lungs.
And they've all had that.
Yeah, they've all had that, and there's been a couple where they've had to go ahead and intubate them one more time just to get that drug in them, and then
they've been fine. They've taken it out,
and then just within a couple hours or so, they've pulled it right back out. But Riley right now seems to be the one that she's having her ups and downs where she's having the most issues respiratory wise, and she had the collapsed lung the other day, and so they had to go in through the side, and so now it's inflated. They keep it monitored, and seeing if there's air still, they're still pulling stuff out of that lung. We're hoping today, possibly tomorrow, that'll be able to come out, and she'll be able to be extubated and just back on CPAP like all of her other sisters.
They all started eating 2 milliliters, every feeding, so every 3 hours. Except Riley, just because she's got the tube and stuff all in her, she can't start that yet. They've all taken it pretty well.
Except for Hazel.
Hazel's having a hard time kind of keeping it down, but they did adjust her little GI tube yesterday and seems to have helped a little bit. They've spit up Ava and Olivia spit up a little bit, maybe Parker too, but not.
Yeah.
They're able to actually maintain it. So, and of course they adjust in weight, they lose weight, they gain some weight within just a few ounces, because obviously they take labs and blood work and, stuff from them, and then they're peeing and pooping. And so, their weights adjust, but that'll take a couple weeks for it to actually show to where they can start really gaining weight.
Yeah. So yesterday morning, they all kind of started on milk and everything, and they're receptive to it. And but then yesterday midday or Friday morning, yesterday midday, they came in and did echocardiograms on all the babies, and all of them showed positive for having a heart murmur, which is just a little valve that kind of stays open inside their heart. And so they all showed positive for that, which means that medically they're going to try, just with the use of medicine, they're going to administer it every 12 hours for the next 2 days to see if that closes up, so they don't have to do surgery on their hearts. But so that's what we're hoping for. That's our big goal right now, is just monitoring them over the next couple days, seeing if those little tiny holes close up. Let's see. Also, the drugs also does have its side effects. It can affect their kidneys and stuff, so their urine output has to be monitored and looked at closely, making sure that they're still urinating correctly. Other than that,
well, Blayke got to come meet them, which was so cute. She had her big sister shirt on, and she, of course, wanted to go see Hazel Grace the first. She loves that little Hazel. She's blames everything on Hazel since I've been pregnant. She farts or burps, she's like, Hazel Grace did that, So she was so excited to go see them. So we, tried to prepare her. There's a child life specialist here at the hospital that kind of helped us, talk to her, and they talked to her, and we read her like a little short book about what's inside the NICU, and showed her some pictures and stuff.
Just keep them.
Showed her some pictures, and so she had some questions when we were preparing to show her what was she was going to see, because obviously it's not your average let me go see the baby and I can hold them. So she did really well. We saw Hazel first, and she, we're like, look at all her hair, and she smiled, and she didn't really say much or anything, but she was so excited to see her. Then we moved, Ava and Hazel and Olivia are all in the same pod, so then we went to Ava, and she just kind of stood there, and she wanted Adam to hold her so she could see better. She didn't touch her or anything, but she loved to see them. Most of the time they're just kind of laying content, sleeping. Mm-hmm. But the second they'd like move their leg or their foot, and she would laugh. She just thought it was so funny. Then we went to Olivia, and by the time we got to Olivia, she's kind of like, ADD, and it's like, all right, I'm over this, and we're like, all right, let's go see the other two.
Her attention span was a little shot.
It was pretty shot. So it was pretty funny. So we went and saw the other two, and of course it was kind of hard to show her Riley, just because she had so much more tubes and stuff, and so you could tell that she was kind of got quiet, taken back maybe a little bit. But it's her sister, so we want to show her to her, and so she can pray for her too. And I think the next time she went and saw her, I think the second time she came and saw him, we were just talking about the other day, like she's kind of a little bit more quiet about it,
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit maybe just like, I think she's finally seeing like, I don't get this, like I don't understand it, kind of a thing. But she hasn't really asked many questions, or we tried to talk to her about it, and what do you think of them, and it's just whatever. And she doesn't really say much, so I think it's just going to take a little bit of time to like really get her to grasp, like, these are your sisters, these are your 5 sisters that were in mom's belly, and so it's going to be a little bit hard to get her to understand all that, but she's doing good, and we couldn't be more proud of her, and honestly, all the babies. I mean, for the little, we have the ups and downs, but for even the down situations that we have, they, we're kind of, that the hospital, the staff, the doctors are here to help comfort us, and tell us that this is at this point what we've seen so far. They're not so much out of the norm for this age, and the issues, which is I mean, it's hard, don't get me wrong, it is so hard, but it's comforting to hear that they're, one of the nurses last night was saying, even about like the whole heart condition and getting on the medicine, and we think if they have to have, like, if any of them have to go in and have that whole stitched up, that, I mean, we're talking about heart surgery on this little bitty tiny heart. But then the nurse is like, it's almost like it's common, it's not like it's a big deal. Yeah, it's like heart surgery, but they see it so much more with these aged preemie babies. So it's a comfort seeing and hearing them have done this so much.
They have a lot of confidence.
A lot of confidence, for sure.
And it gives us a lot of confidence. I mean, whenever, they're telling us that there's potential that, they're going to have to perform heart surgery on our 28-week-old babies. I mean, it's a lot to take in. But they talk about, how much they actually do this, and how common it is on babies this small, and they do it a lot. So we have confidence, and we have faith that everything's going to work out. And, we know this isn't in our control, so we can't really worry about it too much. Yeah, we're going to be full of ups and downs, and I mean, right now we're on the ups. I mean, we're very confident that the babies are doing well. And
I don't think there's a day that goes by with even each one situation, or when they have an up or down, that the nurses just seem like they're doing really good. Like, they're doing really good.
Yeah.
And maybe they're just telling us that, but I honestly believe it. I really do feel it. And the nurses have just been, and the doctors too. I mean, it's like, we were talking to some of them the other night, like, I think it was last night, like, why do you have this job? Like, and all their answers were just like, because it's my heart. It's not a job to me. This is what I enjoy. I love babies. And, we asked them, like, why NICU 3? It just seems like it's so hard. But, their responses are, because it's so rewarding. It's such a, working on something that's not even supposed to be alive at this point, like, out of the womb, and we get to see that progress and just grow into this normal little kid and adult, and so it's so good to hear and have people working on your kids that honestly and truly want to be there, and you can feel that they're gonna grow to love them, It's like you can already see that. So we're truly thankful that we're here at Women's, and we couldn't have chosen a better place. So, but anyways, we need to head off to see our little ones, and we can just ask for prayers as they keep fighting and pushing forward, and just for Blayke to get adjusted, and for our strength, and as we can't touch them or hold them, or I mean, we can touch them. I should say that, but it's going to be a little bit longer until we can actually like hold them, and it's a very difficult thing as a mother and father to not be able to just love on your baby, and so we definitely need some prayers and strength for that, for sure.
this coming week will be an interesting transition as Danielle will be discharged and the baby's gonna have to stay here, and I'll be going back to work, and so we got a lot of changes coming up in the next few days, and so a lot of adjustments to just get used to and figure out what our new norm is going to be, and how we juggle all that. So just prayers that we can juggle all that, find time for each other, and just stay strong for these little babies, and be there for them as much as possible, but also be there for Blayke, and she's also here too, and just so that she knows she's getting the same amount of love that these five little princesses are getting also, and so it'll be interesting. So,
and she's so excited to paint their toenails.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks you guys, and appreciate all the prayers.
Love y'all.